It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You've got The Local Show, the 2023 summer edition, or is it pre-fall?
You said summer.
Or is it pre-fall? I don't know. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. Now, you'll hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Good morning to you there, Steve.
Good morning to you there, Tom. You know, it's what guests don't, or listeners don't realize is Tom and I, we hang out, and we really are friends.
It says you.
Yeah, well, that's true. and we have real conversations.
Says one of us.
Yes. Yeah. And we have real conversations about, you know, what the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what, Tom? Most men, I'm going to say this, most men don't have that. Most men are in silos because they actually don't have another guy that they can really be honest with. And we kid and joke and you're annoying, but
I seek you out for spiritual guidance.
You know what? Everything's
because I have a void. These days?
I have a void.
I just want to be your friend because I care about you, but don't tell anybody.
Right.
You know, but it's good. And as we grow older together, and every week, you know, we hear listeners sharing and saying they're listening to the show, and they don't mind us just chucking and jiving and doing our thing. Bantering, that's what it is. And and sometimes we drag guests on.
Yes. Oh, well, we got a great bevy of guests today. Sean Hennessy is the now director of the New York State.
Wow, how about that? Big shot.
Hang with us in the first couple of segments here. And then we'll talk with Sheila Ostrom. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions, along with a friend of hers, Lisa D'Angelo. Do you know Lisa? Steve?
What's that?
Do you know Lisa D'Angelo?
Absolutely.
Okay. He doesn't know her, folks. But we're going to learn all about her and what she does. Charlie Van Patten, owner of Mattress Makers, will stop by. Troy Waffner is the CEO of the SPCA now. So there's a little history there. Yeah. And then Michael Johnson, owner of Pro Snow Removal, and his landscaping is all in my backyard. We'll talk about that. Lou Greco is a local guy. He's a comedian and founder of the Uncle Louie Variety Show. It's going to be enough Italian to choke a horse coming up.
I'll just sit back on that one.
Yeah, and then Jason Odom is the assistant general manager at the Spaghetti Warehouse. We'll talk to him as well. All on The Local Show today. Stick around for that. Right now, it's Sean Hennessy, no longer the intern.
He was actually just an intern.
Yes, I felt that way, actually.
It was quite an upgrade. He went from an intern. Did you say
he was a volunteer?
Yes, I mean,
so I don't mind saying. So he's on a few weeks ago. He's the intern director, and now the 2 days of boom, you're the biggest shot there is.
Like a rocket.
So
just because of this show, Steven.
Explain how The Local Show put you over the top.
Well, I mean, isn't it obvious to all your listeners? Right. I mean, come on. Do I have to really explain it? You have very intelligent people listening to this show.
I think he knew what was going on. For people who don't know, Sean, give them your background again in brief.
Yeah. So don't go all the way to Ireland, please.
Yeah. I will if you'd like. No. So very short. So I started my stay as a public servant with the Office of General Services, working as a building superintendent in Watertown. I became a regional manager with the Office of General Services with Real Property Management, covering Buffalo, Central New York, Mohawk Valley, and North Country.
Sure.
And then I moved over from there to DOT, became an assistant commissioner for operations, working in capital projects and emergency management. Working as an ombudsman, basically, interacting with folks in the field and concerned citizens, cat in a tree kind of stuff. And then just put an application in for this job. I also was a co-executive director for an Irish festival in Watertown called North Country Goes Green Irish Festival. And I was a host of a radio show for 15 years. So that all pulled together with my college background and my professional bona fides, and that's how I got the job.
Great. Where did you go to college?
I went to SUNY Canton. Yeah, I went to
so you were way up there.
Yeah.
No, not like Clarkson.
From
not
Queens,
that bright.
from Queens originally, and then went to SUNY Canton.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. When you live in Queens, because I haven't been, I don't.
It was a bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, was it a bit of a culture shock?
Yeah, that first night I thought I was going to die. You've never seen dark or quiet like you see in St. Lawrence County in Canton, New York. Especially given when I grew up on Main Street in Queens. It was a shock.
It reminds me of that scene in My Cousin Vinny when he gets thrown in jail.
Eerily the same. Yeah, you blend. You blend.
And then he says, "I want to stay in jail," and he falls asleep with no problem because he hears the sirens and the noise and all that.
It's so true. I was so used to it as a child, but no, I've been up in the North Country for 30 years now. It's the best place to raise kids. Right. I love it. I'm an outdoorsman now.
Sure.
Very different personality than I was.
Do you know what I can hear, Tom?
What's that?
In his voice? It's Fair Week here. We're on the last weekend of the fair. I can hear that he's tired because New York City is coming through.
Oh no, yeah. I
Just like I went to New York and I went to the
pizza, it's some water.
It's all coming out because he's tired.
That is very true. I can contain it when I'm not tired, but sometimes it does come out.
As the director, are you walking around during the fair?
I put on more miles on these shoes.
Really?
I bought these brand new. Look at them now.
So you don't hide in a bunker.
Oh God,
and just
no!
say,
I've met thousands of people.
Radio listeners, I'm describing he has shoes on. Okay, thank you.
Exactly right. People listening in, take a look at his sneakers. I am a very much. I think it probably comes across. I'm a very active person. Yeah, I love people. I love their stories. I love where they came from. I'm on trams. I go out and meet with every concert. You'll see me in the front there working the crowd.
Okay, say hi to the tram driver George. Have you met George, the tram driver?
George, maybe.
That is Lori, who works here. That's her husband.
Really? That's that George.
That's
all right.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
Great to see you again.
So he looks like every other 60-something-year-old white guy. Gray hair, a little overweight. Looks like everyone.
Great. The tram team is great. I tell you, they deal with people all day long, different personalities, and they're just great. And everyone that leaves the tram, whether they're leaving the fair or coming into the fair, they leave with a smile. So they give them a great service.
So there was a period of time that I remember when I was a younger man where the fair every year would break records. You hear, well, this is a record day and another record and another record. How is the fair doing in its current state this year?
Great. Yeah, it's doing great. Now, look, I will tell you, the governor's kind of given us an edict, and so has Commissioner Ball, my boss, and said, listen, less concern. Listen, we always want to, obviously we want to break records, right? But less concern about quantity of people through the gate, and make sure the quality of the fair that you're giving them is really where it's at.
Nice.
Which is the opposite.
Completely opposite.
There was another governor that I will mention that made the fair 67 and a half days or whatever it was.
It's not about that.
They expanded it, and that really changed the culture. And some vendors couldn't do it, and it created issues.
Pressure sensitive place for vendors and for staff.
Squeezing into a couple weeks, I think was the smart move.
Yeah, no, I think it's the perfect number. 13 works for everybody. It's somewhat of a lucky number, and I think everybody's enjoying their time. As I said, I talked to thousands of folks. Our staff are doing great, although it's a bit of a wear and tear being at the fair for 13, 14, 15, 16, 24 hours, however long you're there for some of the staff. It's a very pleasant environment in terms of us trying to make sure that everybody is taken care of, and those small pieces are big pieces to all of us. So
very clean. Can I just say, we were over there earlier this week.
I'm hearing that.
Very
cleanliness.
clean.
Yeah, that's good.
A very you walk around and it didn't feel like people are falling on you. It's like there's some room.
There's some elbow room. Yeah, I think the way it's, I don't know what happened geographically there, but it does feel like there's a little bit more.
They took out my favorite racetrack a few years ago, Tom, but I'm not going to.
That gave us a couple extra.
I'm not going to be bitter to anybody in the room.
And I think they've limited your time there so you don't take up as much space.
Many people get the limitations on time, but Steve, it happens. These are realities of life.
Let's talk a little more with Sean Hennessy about the fair and what's going to happen after the fair right here on the local show. So stick around for that. Sean, you got time, right?
Sure.
You can hang out all day.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. That sounds good. Stick around. Local show coming right back at you on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You're listening to The Local Show with Tom and Steve, both from Zoey Advertising. You can hear us here on 570 WSYR and 106.9 FM. That's your regular radio stuff. And then you can also hear us on the iHeartRadio app. And if you go to YouTube, you can see behind the curtain and what we do right here in the studio as we, dress for success.
This last week, Tom, I had somebody say, "Oh, you guys do websites?"
Oh yeah, they didn't know what Zoey did, like, right?
I'm thankful for the success of the show and all the listeners, but people like, "Oh, well, you do marketing?" So FYI, yes. You'll drive by billboards that we've created. You have jingles that are in your head that we've created. Sure. So the
radio commercials,
TV
commercials, yeah.
All of the digital, a lot of digital. So in respects to if you know someone has a business that wants to have a conversation, we don't want to just buy stuff. We want to grow that business. And they were like, "I didn't know that." I'm like, "How do you not know?" So there, now you know.
Now you know a little bit, right? Yeah. So stick around for that. We also do this thing called The Local Show because we felt that local businesses like Geddes Federal Savings and Loan needed a little bit of a bump, and especially it just kind of coincided when the pandemic hit, and it seemed, and maybe it's just my imagination, that big box stores were being touted as, go there, but little guys were being squished out. So we said, let's really champion the little business.
But there was no squishing. Geddes didn't lose a beat. No. And then, there was that housing. Everybody's buying a house immediately, which was great because people got their mortgage over at Geddes, got it local. They get online and stuff. Though you can connect online with Geddes, but they're right here. Mm-hmm. And now what's happening? CD rates are up. A lot of people are putting money at a guaranteed rate. And Brian was here last week, and the rates are great. And they change and they go up all the time. And in terms of conditions apply. But great folks to do business. GettesFederalSavingsLoan.com. Sure. Tom.
And if you're the director of a state fair, you probably got a lot of money to put in CDs and things. So
actually, we should get them from Charlie from Mattress Makers. Who's having a Labor Day sale this weekend.
Oh, really?
You could get
through the weekend?
Through the weekend. Yep.
Nice.
Over there on Bridge Street and across from Chick-fil-A. You could buy a mattress and stuff all your money in it.
I can try that. Yes. And instead of doing it into my kids' pockets,
his mattresses are half price. They're two-sided. I think you should get them from Charlie.
So the state fair is winding down, but still very,
we've got a ton of
robust
stuff
because this is when my wife and I go because I have the DJ company too, so we're doing a lot of wedding receptions.
Sure, it's a busy time for you.
Yeah, so we wait till now to go to the fair.
Yeah, sure,
and we will. So tell me some highlights of the fair.
The last 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What's going on?
So Jams Fest is on one of the two big stages. Everybody knows we just rebranded.
What's that?
Suburban Park. Yeah. Suburban Park was Chevy
I used
Park.
To spin there.
The experience
everyone
stage.
Knows what? Because I don't know.
Right?
Wait, everyone knows what?
All right. So Chevy Court is still Chevy Court, right?
Okay, it's Miller Court, isn't it?
It's Chevy Court. Actually, yeah.
Tom, right?
It is not, Stephen. It's Chevy Court.
It was Miller Court in 1975.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, but it is no longer. But it's still there.
Right.
So it's Chevy Court, and the other stage that we have at the back and somewhat the west end of the fair.
Yeah.
We had several names for it. It was very confusing to emergency responders and especially folks that came to the fair.
Yes.
So instead of keeping it in several different iterations, we said this year, okay, it's going to be the Suburban Park stage, right?
Oh, okay.
A throwback to the former.
Park. But it makes sense. It's back in the back. There's grass there. It feels suburban. That was genius.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't me, but I'll take credit for it. So no, actually, we had a group discussion inside the office, and that name rose to the top like cream, and it really is fitting. It's a throwback to the old amusement park that was here.
Pretty, and
it's a beautiful venue.
Nice technology
the
over there.
There
Very
are
nice.
off the hook.
I like
so
it.
if you're coming for a show that it's the latest show. Well, we have 2 shows there generally during the day. We have 2 o'clock and an 8 o'clock there.
Okay.
But if you're there for the 8 o'clock and the sun's setting, it's just a beautiful setting. We
were there earlier this week, and the sun was setting, and it was just beautiful there.
Yeah. It really is. It's a really comfortable setting. We had opening night for our first show was there was like 53,000 people there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
My youngest son was there.
Yeah, Lainey Wilson. She crushed it. And we won't have her back. I mean, we booked her before she hit on the CMAs, and you know, she's obviously got a television show right now too. So the fact that we got her early, we paid next to nothing. I mean, next to nothing in terms of her money, I guess. A lot of money for me. But you know, we got her early, and
that's a free show.
That's a free show.
Just
a
reminder. So you got some free shows over there.
Yeah, so that was a record breaker. Nice. So you know, we have some big shows coming up. So Claire Rosencrantz is going to be actually at the Suburban Park stage. We have some shows that are coming up that are somewhat geared towards the younger folks. You know, we try to have something for my age bracket, the old Barts, sorry, and then we have something for the young folks. So Quinn 92 is going to be there this evening, actually 8:00 Saturday night. So I think the show progresses on Sunday as well. And then Sunday we have a Disney dance party, which is really something that we're trying to drive children's programming, younger crowd. Sure. Give something, and that show was supposed to be on Chevy Court. Mm-hmm. Once we started talking to their production folks, they were like, this is a really big show and it's really free. So let's try to get as many people to the show as we can. Okay. So as you mentioned, Stephen, the Suburban Park stage is a park setting, wide open. The kids can come and they can dance around, and mom and dad don't have to say, stay right here, stay in your seat. It's very comfortable. Good. It's a park.
That was a good move.
Yeah. So we shifted out there, and that's going to be really a fun night out. Mm-hmm. We have also Joy Wave, which is, obviously a big 90s band. Young Gravy, BB No Money is going to be our 8:00 show on Suburban Park on Sunday. And then we roll into Monday, the last day of the fair, and we have the High Kings at noon. We have a bit of a shift in times. Normally it's 1, 2, 6, and 8. What we're going to do is we're going to have High Kings at 12 o'clock right at Chevy Court. 1 o'clock we have Hairball, which is a band that replicates other bands like Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
The big hair bands.
Big hair bands, right. And they do it in a way that's like Las Vegas style. They've got a trailer full of outfits. They do Kiss. They do all these different ones.
That's
going to be a lot of fun.
That's
Suburban Park.
I would.
Foghat at 4 o'clock, right? And then 6 o'clock close out Suburban Park with Skid Row.
Foghat. How about that?
Yeah. That's going to be a
slow ride.
Cool. Slow ride. Take it easy. Sorry, nobody needs that this early in the morning.
Since I haven't been to the fair yet, tell me what I might find in the Center of Progress building. Any new type vendors, new products that stick out in your mind?
Tom, there's a guy that sells car wax.
No, seriously.
No, that's old. That's old.
I actually did see that. So all the stuff, there's a lot of state agencies in there, a lot of vendors in there. Like if you want to get, baked and candied almonds, all that type of stuff is in the Center of Progress. But a lot of the stuff that you see on late night television there's too. Like I live in the North Country. Yeah. I live near Watertown. A lot of ice, a lot of snow. They've got the guy with the cone that you put it on the windshield.
So we walked by there earlier this week.
Yeah.
My wife, Judy, she goes, I bought that last year and I love it.
Yeah. I bought it.
It's the same old dude that looks like all of us sitting there too. It was the same guy.
Same dude.
Yeah. It's the same, right in that corner at the end, closest to the State Fair Boulevard.
The one with the sweeper is one I bought last year. It's got these three things. It's like a sweeper for carpet and for regular pergo floors that I have all over my house.
I like that.
And all the stuff is really good too. That's the thing. It's not junk.
That's
it's
cool.
Really good quality stuff. So
Center of Progress.
Center of Progress is awesome.
Take a break. Go in. Go look at the birds. I enjoyed so much. It was the amazing, and I say it's God's creation. Look at that. And there's all these, first place. I don't know what makes a good bird. I just know they're really cool.
So we got pigs there. You got pigs and sheep.
Oh my God! No! All the shows, many of the shows that were pre-COVID are back.
Okay,
got a ton of shows inside the Coliseum. The horse shows. We got percherons coming in. Those are the we may possibly have Clydesdale. I won't talk about that. Okay. Yeah. But we've got a lot of the ag that people. Good. And I will tell you, the survey that we do may sound strange, but the survey that we do, the number one thing people come to the fair, being completely honest with you, is agriculture. No, it is. Really? It's not the entertainment. Good. They're all close second and third, but ag is the number one.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, we really do congratulate you on being the actual director of the New York State Fair.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say it again, and this is not really kissing your ring or anything like that. You're so personable and down to earth, and I really do appreciate you.
I'm a civil servant. I mean, I really am. I love my job. I love being a public servant, and I'm blessed to be here with you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Sean Hennessy right there, folks. Hope you still get out to the fair and enjoy it. All right. Sheila Ostrom is coming up next, Steve. She's the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions. She's bringing along a friend, Lisa D'Angelo from Velocity Clinical Research. We'll find out what she does right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it and back at it. Welcome to The Local Show. It's good to have you along on this pre-fall weekend. I know. My mums are in full bloom. That means fall is here.
My mom just had her 90th birthday last Sunday.
That was great. Had a little feast. And,
that was fabulous, right?
I love the way you propped her up in the corner and just made her greet everybody.
Well, she would work a room. Don't get me wrong, but I said, hey, why don't we so we set the director's chair up, and it worked out good. It worked out well.
It was like a living wake.
Yes, you're so kind.
It was a living wake.
You know how many people listening just rolled their eyes and said, I can't believe he said that.
I know. That's good. Maybe they'll tune in for a little bit.
There we go.
Hey, we've got a special guest for you right now. You've probably heard of her before. It's Sheila Ostrom. She is the owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions, and she brought a guest along. Her name is Lisa D'Angelo. She's one of my people from Velocity Clinical Research, and we're glad to have both of you today. How you doing?
Good. Thank you.
Good to have you along.
I'm good too, Tom.
Yes, and of course there's Steve.
Yes.
By the way, if you want to see what all of us look like, you can watch the YouTube channel too at Zoey Advertising 3809. This is our 50-second video that we've done for a whole year. So we've been video in this location. We've been doing the video stuff. So this is the 50-second production, if you
which
will.
is pretty cool. And I think we're over 400 shows actually since we started this thing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. And we have, I think we just crested 3,250,000 viewers.
Great. Yes.
3 million.
That was the crest.
No, I can't back that up.
It was a crest that said liar. It was a crest that said liar.
I say that's really wonderful.
Yes, I know. I only say that because girls that drink coffee and review coffee have that many viewers and subscribers.
Yes.
But
they're better looking than you, Tom.
Absolutely. So, Sheila, give everybody just a brief synopsis of what Senior Home Care is, and then we'll see what you're doing coming up here.
Great. Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions is a home company where we go into your home and we help your seniors stay in place for as long as they can. We help seniors who have dementia and seniors who don't have dementia.
Right.
We're a companion level, so we don't do medical level.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now you have an event coming up that helps people, learn about that, not only your services, but all the services that are involved with Alzheimer's and dementia, right?
Yes. We have a conference that we're hosting this year. It's called Living with Dementia 2023, and it's going to be on October 24th at the Embassy Suites across from Destiny from 8 to 4, and it is jam-packed with wonderful, helpful tools for everybody who is a professional caregiver or caring for a loved one, or you just want to know more about dementia.
Yeah,
that's why I brought Lisa today.
Right.
She's one of the sponsors.
Okay.
Yeah, and is going to have a piece of the agenda where they're going to talk about what they do.
Right. Well, let's expose you to the audience now. And what's your professional background? Where did you come from, and how'd you get involved?
So I originally joined Velocity Clinical Research after working years in healthcare. Okay. I was a social worker on a dementia unit.
Okay.
So that is where my passion for this disease comes from.
Yeah.
And I would love in my lifetime to see a cure. You know, before my lifetime ends, I would love to see that. And the only way to do that is by continuously providing education, testing out new medications, and trials. And that's now where my background falls into, is a clinical trial company where we pilot and conduct various clinical trials. A focus center is on memory studies.
Gotcha.
So we have 3 or 4 that run at any time throughout the year, and we're always looking for qualified individuals. So when Sheila and her team presented us with this idea, come be a sponsor.
Right.
Why say no? This is our core. Velocity Clinical Research has been in the community just under 7 years.
Okay.
We're formerly known as Clarity Clinical Research, and that's how it started, with memory studies and memory assessments. That was the core. That was the vision. We have expanded and grown, and we've had a name change, but our core is still just that. And our presenter at the conference, she has a true passion to find a cure for this disease. So she is more than thrilled. We looked at the sponsor paper and we're like, yes.
Just want to be involved. Sure.
Yes, the answer is yes. We'll figure out the money afterwards. So I am thankful to be a part of a business, a company that can see that vision on such a local level.
Yeah.
As we are a large corporation now, but we're at a local level, we can still see a vision and take part.
Did it start in Syracuse? Did this company start there?
No, actually, Velocity Clinical Research is headquartered out of North Carolina.
Okay.
They actually got wind of Clarity Clinical Research.
Yeah.
I think they had less than 10 employees. This little clinical research company was making a big drop in a bucket. And they were like, we want to acquire you.
Right.
And that's kind of how the partnership came along. Obviously a name change. All the staff have stayed on, and we've just tripled in size over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So do you do the research? Are you fundraising? What do you guys actually do here versus the Carolinas?
Yeah, so what we do here is my role as a recruiter. I go out into the community and try to recruit people to partake in all of our clinical trials. Not just memory, but we have a variety of other topics as well that we recruit for. So we talk with you, we do a pre-screener over the phone, get to know you in a really short period of time, we build that rapport, and then if you qualify, we would bring you into the office to take part in Visit 1 and go from there.
So you are constantly recruiting folks to do research. And I'm imagining older rather than younger. There's certain terms and conditions apply, but then there's an A and a B, and someone gets the magic maybe pill, and someone gets a piece of candy, and then we look at the results, and you can make judgments and learn. And to ultimately find a cure for dementia, right?
That is a fun way to say it, and I might steal that at the next tabling event.
It's not a problem.
You might get a piece of candy. But ultimately, when we think about any medication we might take or a loved one might take, it had to go through a clinical trial before a doctor can write the script on a pad. It cannot get FDA approved without a clinical trial. Clinical trials go on for years. There's many phases, different age groups. The sponsor, they're the big company who created the drug. They make changes and adaptions, and we just fall in line and follow those guidelines. And then hopefully, if the trial goes well, the research is solid and safe and effective is a huge component.
Why would someone want to be part of a clinical trial?
I think to take part in medical research, you get to volunteer and take part in the next step.
But you might get the placebo.
It is.
What good is that?
Or it's a possibility.
Then you're just wasting time.
Or you might get something that makes me grow hair on the top of my head and learn something else. That'd be good.
It could. There's always a possibility of side effect, but it's no different than if your doctor was to prescribe you something and you had a side effect. This just happened to be, so let's say you get the placebo.
Yeah.
We still track that information and record it, so the research is still solid and valid. You also, as the participant, don't know that you've received the placebo.
Right.
And there's actually only a few staff in our office who have the active drug versus the placebo. I am not one of those staff. I am kept in the blind. I am that way I can't sway a conversation, and when I'm talking to someone it can stay neutral 100%.
So give us the bottom line. When is your event again? October 24th.
October 24th.
Okay.
From 8 to 4 at the Embassy Suites across from Destiny.
Right across from Destiny. And as far as your company is concerned, if somebody wants to get involved with a clinical trial, how would they get in touch with you?
Right now the easiest way is still by phone. Just call our office.
Okay.
315 760-5905.
Excellent.
760-5905. And Living with Dementia. This is quite a conference coming up here October 24th. And Sheila, how would people register for that?
They can go to our website, syracusesenior.com, and click on the conference link at the top of the page.
Okay, and these are for family people, the professionals, everybody involved, and that's what I found interesting.
Yes.
Anybody that is living that space wants to know more, it's right there, Tom.
Excellent. Thank you both for stopping by the show. We appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank
you very much.
All right, coming up next, Charlie Van Batten, owner of Mattress Makers. Stick around right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Rolling back into The Local Show, thank you for joining us. It's Tom and Steve, the inventors of The Local Show, and you are the consumers of The Local Show, and hopefully consumers of a lot of the businesses that we put on the radio and different electronic devices. Big event coming around, so you know where you get your food from, and that's called On Farm Fest, and it's just around the corner. Steve, tell them a little bit about who's participating.
September 16th, there's like a dozen farms or more. There's a whole bunch of them. Got to go to the website.
Yeah,
and we've been talking to the Onondaga grown folks here for several months. OnondagaGrown.com. Saturday, the 16th. What a fun event! You get to visit some farms.
Yeah.
And do some things. And if you got kids or don't have kids, do you like looking at, when you go to the fair, do you look at the cows, Tom? Or you
of course I do, yes.
It's
interesting and I can talk cow.
Oh, okay.
You want to see?
Yeah.
You want to hear? Okay,
move ahead.
Here we go.
Yeah. Tom.
They're very accurate, huh?
Tom, that was more impressive than anything you've ever done.
You didn't think I could do that? I got skills. Oh, that much I can do. I have.
No, I can. I can do a moose. Did you know that?
Yes.
You did know that?
Yeah,
thank you, Tom. I really appreciate it.
Yes, that would be Bullwinkle.
Yes, Bullwinkle moose. Yes.
Very nice.
Good job. Who's here, Tom?
Good golly. Charlie Van Patten is here. He's the owner of Mattress Makers. Thank you for joining us, Charlie.
Good morning.
Any impersonations you want to do?
Yeah, right. I didn't realize this was a comedy show.
Oh, it's a variety show, all right. Charlie can do a great impression of a mattress.
There you go. I absolutely can.
You just got to lay there, right?
Right.
Mattressmakerssyracuse.com. That's the website. So go ahead, Charlie, and tell us all about you.
All right.
What do you got going this weekend, huh?
Well, we got a big sale going on. We got to support the holidays and give my guys Monday off so they can relax and come back and make lots of nice mattresses.
Yes.
So you mean I don't have to go to the fair and lay on a mattress? Sorry to our friends at the fair, but I have to go lay on a mattress that's here today and, let me think, gone tomorrow.
Right.
Boy, that is a mistake.
I don't know why, and I don't want to disparage anybody at the fair, but why would you buy a mattress at a state fair?
Well, it's a captive audience. You're going along and imagine that your mattress sucks and you're thinking, I hear all these commercials. Well, you lay down on it and suddenly you're like, well, this is better than, the bed of nails I'm laying on. So you have
but how do you even get it or anything? Because they pull up stakes and they're gone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's why this is a local show. Let's buy local. And if you go to Mattress Maker, one purchase you can buy local 3 times. You're buying from a local retailer.
Oh, right.
You're buying from a local manufacturer. And you're supporting your local pocketbook personally because you're saving a lot of money.
Yeah, and the quality's there. Some people like, well, I want to buy a national brand. I know, Tom, Charlie, don't listen. Charlie has a habit. You know what it is, Tom?
What's that habit?
He cuts mattresses in half. He gets mattresses, and he cuts them up.
He analyzes.
He does autopsies on old mattresses and the national ones and some of the cheaper ones and whatnot. But am I wrong, Charlie?
No, the guys laugh because every time the truck gets back, I open the door. Okay, what do you got?
The mattress corner.
And I do. It's baffling, I mean, talk about supporting local. A lot of imported mattresses too. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. In China, at one point, 95% of the imports are coming from China.
Right.
And in 2018,
now they come from South America. Okay, another topic.
Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. I mean, in 2018, we got a tariff against them, and then all they did is jump over to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos.
Right.
But to give you an example how bad the import is on us because they're using cheap labor, government support. Can you believe 800 to 1,800% tariff? That's a huge tariff.
Wow.
That's how bad they were sending in.
That's amazing to me. And I was having a conversation with someone in the last week, and they were talking mattresses. So I always perk up because, of course, Charlie's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're not made here. Yours are made here. Yours, the only one's made here.
Ours are made here, and raw materials are sourced locally.
Yeah, but I know you don't have to pay people to lay on your mattresses. People will come and partake. But I just, do you know, Tom, when you didn't know anything about a topic and now you feel like you know, that's how I feel like mattresses. Now that we're
right.
Now you're an expert.
Well, I don't know, but I don't know why. And just to mention, I know you mentioned earlier, this weekend, the mattress makers across from our friends at Fleet Feet behind Henry Wilson Jewelers.
Right.
Go in, lay down, talk to Carol or Jean or Charlie, whoever's there, and then the Chick-fil-A in Cicero.
North Syracuse.
Yeah,
Cicero, yeah.
Right. But the one on Bridge Street, you see the factory.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
And I every time I'm there, I wander a little bit because I find things interesting. While I'm back and like, hey, what are you doing? I'm looking.
You're welcome to come in and see what we've got. It's like the old story about the competition telling people, well, you don't know what you're getting. Well, the customer says, I know exactly what I'm getting. I toured the factory.
Yeah, you're watching it be put together. And, usually your mattresses have higher quality product in it.
Stuff.
Right. Yeah, stuff in it. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Than some of the brand names, and they're typically half the cost. And now you have this Labor Day sale, so it would be safe to say that people could get some tremendous prices on a mattress.
Oh, fantastic time to buy. Yeah, definitely time to buy. I mean, it amazes me. Like, farms you talk about farm days.
Yeah.
A farmer would have 300 cows. He was okay, Now he's got to have 4,000 cows.
Yeah.
Same thing with mattresses. Traditionally, a mattress factory made 300 mattresses back in the day when I started. Today, they're built for 4, 5, 6, and 7,000 mattresses. Wow. Where you get back to you're mentioning the cost. They save a penny, they save $1. That adds up when you're doing 4,000 a day. $4,000 a day is a lot of money. We're not looking at that. We're looking at the best.
You mean 4,000 mattresses a day?
4,000.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
just want to make sure.
Carol over there, she came up to Mom's birthday party.
Yeah.
On Sunday,
Yes,
she's so sweet, and she just loves to help people.
Right.
I don't know how she sells anything because she's not pushy. I don't know why. I mean, it's not you. And I shared the story before. I went to a mattress store years ago, and they basically locked the door and didn't want me to leave. This is before we knew you guys.
The closer you got to that door, the lower the price went too.
Well,
there's a great part if you ever seen the movie The Internship with Vince Vaughn, real funny where they get internships at Google. Yeah. Well, he's working in a mattress store, and Will Ferrell is like the manager. Okay. And it's really funny because they show how pushy they are, and it kind of typifies that whole
yes,
scene.
I've seen that.
It's
I
really
love that.
funny.
No, it's
you don't get that at mattress makers.
Nah, but Tom, you're right. If you want to get a mattress, hey, you got the time. Wander over to mattress makers. I know you're not giving away any special prizes. You sell mattresses at half price.
That's right.
You're not going to get any
no free TVs.
None of that stuff that you end up paying for. So we just love having you on, Charlie.
Well,
excellent.
Thank you.
All right, Charlie. Good job, and we'll send people over your way. Charlie Van Patten is the owner of Mattress Makers. Go visit him and his staff. We're going to kick off hour number 2 of the local show with conversations with Troy Waffner. He's the CEO of the SPCA. Michael Johnson is the owner of Pro Snow Removal, and Lou Greco from the Uncle Louie Variety Show, and Jason Odom is the assistant manager at the Spaghetti Warehouse. They'll all be in hour number 2. Great conversations, riveting as a matter of fact, coming up in hour number 2 of the local show, which starts really soon.
It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Troy Waffner. He is the CEO of the SPCA. Michael Johnson stops by, owner of Pro Snow Removal. Louis Greco from the Uncle Louis Variety Show will stop by, have a great conversation with him. And Jason Odom is the assistant manager of the Spaghetti Warehouse. All in hour number 2 right here on The Local Show. Glad to have you along. Right now, it's our pleasure to introduce Troy Waffner. He's the CEO of the SPCA and friend of the show. You've known Troy for a while, haven't you,
We went
Steve?
to different schools together.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
How are you there, Troy?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Very good, my friend. Very good. Now, weren't you over at the New York State Fair for a while? I remember you being there.
I had to stay at the New York State Fair for about 13 years.
Oh,
13 short ones.
13 short ones. Yeah, they aged me by 20.
No kidding.
Yeah, but it's that time of year, right? It's a good time to come on. I've been out at the fair every day. Getting my fill of it. You know, I still love the place. You know, whether I work there or not, it's just a great place.
I have PSD because you took the racetrack down.
You and many others.
I'm just saying. I just thought I'd take that. So just to be clear, I'm still mad.
People still recognize me, so I hear about the grandstand, the racetrack.
It's all good.
The building.
That's funny.
They always say, we love you, except everything you did to the fairgrounds.
That's fun. Troy, are you a Syracuse native? You grew up here?
I grew up out in Madison County, out in Casanova, New York, which we consider ourselves part of Syracuse.
Sure.
So,
except you're better than everybody else.
Yes. Except you're better. That's right. So
he's laughing because he knows it's true.
Now, what's your professional background and your educational background? Did you go to college for a specific thing? Or?
You know, I went to college for two very tied together things: accounting and public policy.
Oh, wow.
They fit perfectly.
Yeah, right. Good God.
And I ended up working for the state legislature in Albany for, I think, 13 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, I worked for the state assembly for most of those years. I worked for the state senate for a couple of years. Mainly, as exciting as this sounds, drafting and negotiating legislative proposals. Right?
Good golly. Yeah. That's wow. You're right in the thick of it out there.
That was a real barn burner.
Exciting.
Who was in power at that time? Who was governor?
Governor at that time was Pataki was there, and then a little bit of the Spitzer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then the other guy. We're forbidden to say his name.
You've seen it all. You've been through a couple administrations. That's cool. And then you found your way into the fair. And what did you do at the fair? I forgot.
So at the fair, I started out as assistant director for a couple of years, and then I was acting director for I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was quite an audition. And
No kidding.
Seems to be a theme.
Yes, it does. Right. New guy got off easy there. You had to do it for a year. And then I was director for a few years.
Okay.
And that's when that is when Governor Cuomo came in with a package of money and we tore down the grandstand, changed the fairgrounds.
A bunch of different things.
Did a bunch of different things. Got attendance up to 1.3 million at one point.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
We were just talking about the elbow room over at the fair because there's a lot of elbow room now, which is nice.
The nice part about taking out the track is it opened up 63 acres of land out there where we could do a bigger concert.
Right.
Could have built a bigger racetrack too.
We could have built a bigger racetrack.
I'm sorry, I'm still bitter.
Yeah, we could have built a smaller racetrack and kept one too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the Moody Mile.
It's true.
So who let the dogs out? How'd this happen?
Yeah, so there are several things in my life I always said I wanted to do. One was work in a dog shelter or animal shelter. So an advertisement came up for the Central New York SPCA, and I put my name in and got it. Now, if the fair wasn't the best job, certainly working in an animal shelter where I get to hang out with dogs and cats every day and watch them get reformed and adopted out, and it's a wonderful thing. I brought Ziggy with me today, who's just a wonderful little stray.
What breed is Ziggy? A combination of what?
He's a zebra, Tom.
He's part cow, part zebra.
Yeah. Well, he looks like a Dalmatian, but not a Dalmatian.
No, a lot of the dogs we get are part pit, part something else.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So there's some bully in him. You can tell by the head and everything.
Yeah.
He's just a gentle giant.
What a gentle dog, though, really.
I mean, my only issue with him is he really wanted to drive the car, and it got so bad I almost let him.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing happens with my wife.
Let's answer the big question. Because Steve's not so bright, and I think you know that because you've known him for a while, right?
Well, we went to different schools
together. So, what is the SPCA as opposed to some of the other shelters? Because there seems to be a lot of shelters, but nobody knows the difference between them.
It's very true. You have us, you have the Humane Association, you have Helping Hounds, you have some other rescues. So the SPCA was set up in 1890, and its actual original mission was to investigate cruelty against the animals pulling barges up and down the canal.
Animals did that? Dogs and stuff?
No, donkeys.
Mules and donkeys.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. All right.
So since then, it's still kept that mission. We are an all-inclusive. So we have animal cruelty services. We have dog control services.
Okay.
We take surrenders. And all of that, we end up with a shelter full of animals. And, some of it's sad. You see the cruelty cases and the hoarding cases and people who just treat their animals horribly. Mm-hmm. And then, the dog control. When you look at our numbers, the number of stray animals we're picking up now through dog control is up about 40%.
So you're all animals. It's not just dogs or cats.
Oh, no, we do dogs, cats, and reptiles.
A lizard or something? Yeah.
Chinchillas, guinea pigs, birds. Okay. We have parakeets all over the place.
How about co-hosts on a radio show? Would you take one of them?
I have a special kennel for that, yes.
So talk to us about the leadership. The SPCA went through a bunch of changes. There were some things you heard, like what's that and what's this. So things have settled down. Well, congratulations, seriously. They brought a leader in. Tell us about it now.
Right now, they did. Over the last 5 or 6 years, they haven't really had a director in there to direct the operation. They did have some issues with embezzlement and other stuff. And it's turning the page now and really getting it. It's always done its core function, you know what I mean? But it's really rebuilding the brand to some extent, letting people know we're still there. And we've, a lot of controls have put in place. So what happened in the past can't happen going farther or going ahead. But the main point is still the animals that are there and getting them adopted out. And we are a no-kill shelter in the sense we don't euthanize for space or anything. Sure. The only time we euthanize an animal is when we're not comfortable adopting it to a family because of its bite history. Sure. Or the animal is just in pain from a health-related issue. That said, we still have animals with cancer and stuff where we have hosts who take them for hospice care and stuff. And and they let them live out their last few months in perfect comfort.
Do you have like a pricing structure that people see? So say you had some rabbits there, would I be able to see how much it would cost?
I should probably know the price off the top of my head. But I'll give you a deal.
3 for $1, Tom. They got a lot. 3 for $1.
I was just using rabbits as an example, but you could even have a parakeet over there.
Oh, right? We do have parakeets up for adoption.
So what's the process? Somebody wanted to adopt this beautiful dog, and you can see it on YouTube. We'll have some. What's the process, and is there a lot of cost to that?
There isn't. So the process, you fill out an application. We have a submittable one online. If you rent, we just check with your landlord to make sure that they allow animals.
So CNYSPCA.org.
Yep.
Okay, and then what?
And then you fill out the application, submit it. Like I said, we check with your landlord. If you have a landlord, we check with your vet. And then we approve you for to adopt. You come in, visit with the animal, find the one you like. And the price is about $200.
Right. And when can people just go in and kick the tires?
Yeah, people can go and kick the tires.
So when can they? You're on Malloy Road.
Use the word kick in a shelter.
True.
Come on.
Okay.
Goes back to that bright thing.
Thank you. I was inappropriate again. So on Malloy Road, kind of near Town Line?
Yep. We're almost right on the corner of Malloy and Town Line, and 10 to 4 every day.
10 to 4 every day.
Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday, they can come in and say, we were thinking about, and at least start the process of considering it.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
What a fabulous thing to do.
And they're all good dogs, and you can look at as many dogs or cats as you want without a problem. And there's one, we have big dogs, small dogs also, and same with cats.
Love dogs. Thanks for doing that.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you.
Troy, it was wonderful to have you over there, and thanks for, let's really rehabilitate this place. That's great.
Absolutely.
All right. He's the CEO of the SPCA, CNYSPCA.org. Michael Johnson's coming up next. He's the owner of Pro Snow Removal and Landscaping, Hardscaping, and he did a wonderful thing over to my house. We're going to talk about it next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found it. You've got the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, and of course on YouTube, celebrating our 52nd video since we've been in the new building here.
And if I were to count shows, it would have to be, it's certainly several
400 or
hundred.
500
4 years, you do the math, whatever the heck it was.
How many did you show up for?
You take a vacation day here or there, and you get accused of taking a vacation every week. Well, Tom, when you're my age,
yes,
I'll be older.
Wait,
a year apart?
In another year. I think we're about a year apart. Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
I can't do math that well.
I know.
I'm in March. When's your birthday?
November.
Yeah. Oh, you're in November. Okay.
Yeah.
And how old are you going to be? You're going to be 61?
I'll be 61. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not 60 yet. I'm 59.
Yeah.
So I'll be 60 in March.
You were what? Graduate high school, 82?
82.
Yeah, I was 80.
Yeah. Okay.
Class of 80 was grady. It didn't catch on, but it sounded stupid.
It sounds like fun.
So quick, 10 seconds. If you're going to buy a mattress, go to Mattress Makers. Charlie, we had them on a bit ago. Running the sale this weekend. Bridge Street, across from behind Henry Wilson Jewelers and across from Chick-fil-A. You're buying from the factory. You go anywhere else, you're paying way too much.
That's right. All right. Speaking of labor and days, let's talk with Michael Johnson right now. He's the owner of Pro Snow Removal. He is a laborer. There's no doubt. He is a hardworking guy. How are you, Michael?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. Mike, you were the high point of my construction stuff.
Wait, I'm going to interrupt. Just to be clear, his construction stuff was a train wreck. It'd be like the high point of Armageddon, but go ahead. Go ahead.
You did a great job. But tell people your history first and about your company.
Yeah, so started off as a snow plowing business, fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, and just kind of evolved into a bunch of outdoor trades from there. We got into the landscaping, the property service, and then really kind of honed in and found our niche, our passion, which was outdoor living spaces.
Right. You do a great job. So Michael came over to the house, and his process was, hey, what are you guys looking for? He looked around the backyard, and it wasn't just, me trying to come up with ideas. He had ideas, and he said, hey, this would look good with this, that, and the other thing, and gave us a couple of different options. And what I liked the best was that you designed it in whatever that software was. It looked like it was part of the house, so we could really visualize it. And I was like, well, yeah, I want that.
Well, isn't that the difference between being a partner and being a vendor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and he was able to do it all. But here's the thing about his business with your guys. Now, you can't be everywhere at once, obviously, right? So you got a lot of jobs going on, big and small and stuff. And I saw on your Facebook page, how do you get to your Facebook page? What will they look up?
Just type in Pro Snow Removal or Go Pro Snow. It'll come right up.
Okay. And he's got beautiful pictures and some good videos on process and all that. But the people he sent were clean, neat, communicative, hi, Mr. Soccocio, how are you?
Nothing like you.
Nothing like me. No, and I came out in my T-shirt with a beer.
Not even a good beer.
But in all seriousness, they were so accommodating, and they worked so fast and accurate. I was shocked. I was just surprised at how well they worked together, and you've got processes that I've never seen before, and equipment like that piece of gear that's like a big arm that sucks up the bricks.
The Unilift. Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. They don't have to lift them all themselves and everything. Of course, you'd be as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger. You did that every day.
Well, so Tom, I was over there a few weeks ago, and Tom was showing,
you saw the patio,
showing off your work, and he goes, "Come here." And I went out, and I just like the way that it like bowed out into the lawn. It wasn't like this, like a deck. Everybody squares things off and everything. And I said, Tom, that's cool. He goes, yeah, it wasn't my idea. That was Mike's. And then the large rocks.
The steps. And
right, but the big rocks, they're like in the landscaping.
Oh yeah, the Onondaga stone, right?
Yeah. That absolutely beautiful. I think sometimes people use the little tiny. It was gorgeous.
Well, Mike knows his business, and that's what is so impressive. And here's the thing, and I saved your messages. I have a couple of messages messages from Mike where it was just, and I'm assuming you do this with all your customers, not just because it was me. And he called up and, hey, Tom, how you doing? The guys are over there. They should be finishing up tomorrow. And he would give a status. And it was just a check-in.
It's a very non-contractor.
Yeah, very. And I'm like, wow, this guy's right on top of it. And every time I texted this man, I mean, it was 10:30 at night sometimes. And I
how
just
annoying are you?
Well, I wasn't expecting him.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't expecting him to respond, but he would respond right away. Yeah, Tom, we'll get that taken.
Does that mean I can text you at 10:30 at night?
No, I don't want to know you. But Mike did a great job. So anyway, that was that. What kind of jobs do you have going now as we head into the summer is kind of setting and fall is happening?
Right now we're in like our second peak of the season, so we're ramping up. We're getting pretty busy, and we're making a rush before bad weather. So currently we're working in Syracuse over in the Scott home area, and working on some retaining walls, some steps, and landscaping and stuff like that.
Right.
And then we've got a couple deck projects coming up in the next couple weeks.
When you say decks, you do wooden decks too?
Yeah, well, primarily I like to do PVC decks. Like AZAC or TimberTech, something like that.
What are those things? I don't know what those are.
So AZAC is a PVC material. It's solid, basically solid plastic. Doesn't absorb any water or moisture. It won't warp or twist.
So they don't have to stain it and to go through all the things with.
Correct. Yeah, super easy to clean. And then you have like that would be like your better option, right? Your option just below that, your good option would be like your TimberTech or your Trex, which people are familiar with those names because of places like Home Depot and Lowe's. And they're a composite deck, which is basically compacted, high dense sawdust with a vinyl sleeve, so those are gonna expand and contract and absorb water and over time not look that great. So I like to use a better product. I really firmly believe if you have the best product and you have the best warranty and you have the best service, you really can't go wrong.
It's incredible how fast you work too. How many people you have working for you?
My employment workforce right now is down 50% from what it was last year. Wow. So workforce has been a really thing. You were talking about my guys and my employees, and I've always been a firm believer that the company's only as good as the people that work for the company. Yeah. You talked about they were clean and they were communicative and they were efficient and they were accurate. I can't just hire anybody these days. And a lot of companies that I talk to are struggling to hire good help. So we do what we have to do, and we fine-tune things. And I'm very fortunate for the guys we have. We're like one big family, one big team. And we just do this, and we have our processes like you talked about, and it makes things go a lot smoother. You'd be surprised how much you could get done with 2 guys versus 4 guys.
Yeah. And they just work so efficiently.
I know you were Tom, in our private conversation was talking about how excited he was. And he had challenges in the kitchen and challenges on all the other projects, all the other things he was doing. But he goes like, this part
that was the best part.
Was about, so great. If you can make Tom happy, I'll finish the sentence. You can make anybody happy.
That's wonderful. So people can still get involved with you right now and maybe get a quote on some things getting into the fall, and maybe they can get on the roster for spring.
Yeah, we're still booking outdoor living spaces now. We'll probably do those right into November, hopefully, maybe December, depending on the weather. And then we'll transition over into our interior remodeling services, basements and kitchens and baths and stuff like that.
Excellent. That's Michael Johnson right there. I highly recommend him, from my perspective. And I think he had a great reputation before me, but he'll continue that. Owner of Pro Snow Removal, GoProSnow.com. Don't be confused by the name. They do a lot more than snow. Thank you very much, Michael. You have a great rest of the day.
You too.
All right. Coming up next, Louis Greco, comedian and founder of the Uncle Louie Variety Show, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it and back at it. You've got the local show with Tom and Steve right here, broadcasting live from the Zoey Advertising Studios. How are you today,
Good.
Steve?
You realize we're going to totally lose control on this side, right?
Oh, absolutely. We got my people in.
I know.
Now
Italy,
you're flooded now.
Italy, Sicily, it's all arrived here. So I'm just going to sit back and think thoughts of other things. So
right after you talk about Safe Harbor Wills and Trust, please.
Go there.
Yes,
if you haven't made a will or a trust, you're not too bright because you need to do those things. So update it. Talk to my friends at Safe Harbor. I was just chatting with John this week. They're helping lots of people do the right thing. If you don't protect your home and life savings, you haven't protected your home and life savings. Don't hire the person that did your traffic ticket. They're not going to be very good at that.
That's right.
SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com. Tom.
There you go. Well, it's my pleasure right now to bring on an old friend. We were just trying to calculate when we met each other, and it goes back to 1986, which is a long time ago for those of you who can count. It's Lou Greco, a comedian and founder of the Uncle Louie Variety Show. I don't know if you're the founder or what.
Two founders, co-founders.
Two founders, okay.
As the other one's throwing things across the room.
What did you say? I'm going to find
we don't know.
A big fish.
We don't care about that.
Is done here.
That's it. You better watch the horses. Sicilians in the room. So, watch out.
Yeah, that's right.
We got co-founder Carlo Russo and Lou Greco here at the Uncle Louie Variety Show. And we'll get into how we did this. Listen to Tom's voice, though. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the voice. Oh it's so smooth you can spread it on a cracker.
Tell him that. I hear that every day. That guy with the voice.
It's a living.
Do you get?
Look at the other side. Look at his face.
It's a living.
What's that say? You have a face for radio? What's that?
I've had
a voice for radio
for a long time. I tell you what.
You're beautiful, baby.
So both of you guys are from Syracuse?
We grew up. I'm from Italy, but yes, most of my life here. And
grew up in Syracuse. This is our hometown.
Yep, hometown.
So we have a show on September 29th here at our hometown. Tickets are going like crazy, but it's about time that, it's actually... we started advertising very early, and then all of a sudden it just blew up.
Where's
and I'm like,
show?
oh my gosh.
Show's going to be at the Palace Theater, James Street.
That's beautiful place.
Absolutely. This is
place over there.
What's that?
Steve Skinner's place. Yeah.
So we've been. This is, I believe, I could be wrong, but maybe our fifth or sixth show at the Palace.
Yeah.
We do one every year, and then we've done one as co-hosts, and then we actually opened up there our first show in Syracuse outside of the restaurant we started at. That was our first show there. So I think this is our fifth or sixth time playing at the Palace.
Are you going to be funnier than you are right now?
No. This is absolutely the funniest that we're going to be.
But here's the thing. We got to give a shout out to Dolce Vita. And that's our first place, Antoinette at Dolce Vita, because she's the one that called us. We were doing 5-minute sketches in the basement. This is how we started. We were doing 5-minute sketches in the basement.
What year was that? Like, how long ago was it?
12 years ago. Okay. We were doing the words of the day.
And it was just, just something for our friends and relatives to laugh at, just growing up Italian, celebrating.
There's a lot of funny stuff that happens in Italian families.
That's right.
Sure.
And then Antoinette calls us up and she says, hey, why don't you guys do a show at my restaurant? And
sure.
We're like, okay, we'll take 5 minutes and turn it into an hour and a half.
2 hours.
Sure. And we did it. We loaded the place. And it was our very first experience of doing a show with all the characters and different things and different kinds.
And we also, I want to... I'll say, with the help of our third partner at the time, Frank Serial. Okay. So we all grew up together. At that point, I think 25 years, 30 years.
Did you guys go to high school together at all?
Yep, we went to high school. Henniger.
Oh, you were Henniger.
Yeah, Henniger, yep.
I didn't know you went to Henniger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. See, Dominic, the cousins went to
they went to the good one.
Oliver,
I know you guys have great clarity to what you're talking about. Just in case listeners are confused, you guys are in the comedy business.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No,
right.
Of course. Yes.
We sell insurance.
The variety show is basically, it's kind of a throwback to Carol Burnett, Dean Martin shows, Flip Wilson, all of those shows kind of put together, and it's just growing up old school.
Yep.
So we kind of do sketches, we do stand-up, we do music. Yeah. We have people that come in and sing or do magic or whatever. It's a full variety show. It is a comedy experience.
And one thing we do want to say and make clear, you do not have to be Italian to understand the show. A lot of people go, well, if I was Italian, I'd like to come. It has nothing to do with the actual being of that. We have people, Spanish, we have Asian, Portuguese, African American,
all the lesser people.
Oh, Jesus.
I get that.
He's struggling to say things not Italian. Did you see him? He's like, there's other people.
We call them Medigons.
Yes.
We call them Medigons.
Those are the first people we go to after the show to see if they enjoyed it.
Right. And they understood it.
We really want to know if it's a universal thing. When we put it on stage, we try to make it universal. It's not just about growing up Italian, about growing up old school, no matter what culture you're from.
Right.
There's always old school and new school.
So the Uncle Louie VarietyShow.com.
Yes, that's where you can.
So that's where they can. And are you on Facebook and other things too?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. I don't know what we're doing on TikTok, but something's blowing up.
We're doing dances.
TikTok.
We're doing dances, baby.
So we are on TikTok and YouTube as well. So we're everywhere.
Yeah. Right. And it really is. I mean, sure. There's a couple of swear words here and there, but it's good, clean fun too.
Absolutely, it's something
really
you grew
all
up
about
with.
Family.
It is. It's innocent. It's not vulgarity. My father would say, the F word,
right?
In normal conversation,
like it was somebody's name.
Yeah, in normal conversation to a priest. So it is what it is.
Funny. We try not to do that, but this is what you would probably hear on a Sunday dinner at your nona's or your grandparents' house. So nothing that someone's going to sit there and go, "Oh my God, we've never heard."
So
this.
if my kid goes to your house for dinner, is it okay?
Your kid has been to my house many of times for dinner. That's a little inside Steve.
That's how he understands it.
My oldest son and Steve's son are best friends forever and ever.
And who knew? We didn't know.
I didn't know he had the show until I saw his face on the wall.
Shows how much my son talks about me.
We talk all the time, so yeah, we go on vacations. We bring his son. We love him dearly, and he's one of the good guys. Yep. And he's a hero. He's a hero, and you know what I mean. He's a hero.
So you guys are both musicians too. You play. You play a little guitar.
Guitar, yep.
You'll hear a little bit of the accordion.
Yeah, my uncle used to call it the accordion.
Accordion.
You gotta bring in the fisarmonica.
La fisarmonica.
Well, that's the thing. It was a big chick magnet back in the day.
Chickless magnet.
My father's a musician. My father's a musician, and he used to play at Lemoyne Manor with Jumpy Jumpantista.
Oh my God!
Player.
That's where my reception was.
Yeah.
That's every Italian's reception.
It was in the contract when you're Italian in America.
Where are you going to go? Lemoyne Manor. What?
Why not? What else?
Take the pictures by the water wheel.
Hotel Syracuse, you pay.
Yeah, it was Pompey Church and Lemoyne Manor. That's basically it.
So in your show, what are people going to see over at the Palace? What can they look forward to?
They're going to go. We want people to go through a journey with us on stage, and I always say, for a long time, these words and phrases and even the characters haven't been around in these people's families for decades or more, and they stopped hearing the words and the laughter, and hopefully we bring them through a journey in an hour and a half, 2 hours, and these words and accents that have been dormant for however long their relatives have been gone, we bring them back to life for a little bit.
Bring back those memories, and we want them, because when you go out and you see a comedy show, you see one thing normally. You see one thing for an hour and a half, and you're going to get, by the time you're looking at your watch. So we want to make sure, out of that hour and a half, 2 hours, we want to make sure you leave with an experience. You just had an experience, and we're going to keep hitting at you. Sketches, stand-up,
Tom's
music,
looking at his
all
watch
over.
now because the set's over. Go ahead, Tom.
No,
the premier old school comedy experience. That's what we titled ours. The premier old school comedy experience.
Well, get on YouTube and check these guys out. The Uncle Louie Variety Show. Check it out. And the comedy music is really funny.
Yeah, our videos go viral, millions and millions. So great. Thank you to everybody. Again, we'll be in Syracuse on the 29th of September at the Palace Theater, James Street.
Thank you
Wonderful.
all.
It's great to have you guys on, and we'd love to have you on again. And I say, ci vediamo.
Ci vediamo.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Coming up next, we'll talk with Jason Odom. He's the Assistant General Manager at the Spaghetti Warehouse right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found the local show, and we're glad you did, because if you're here, then we are too.
Why do you always say the same thing, Tom? Jeez.
That's the first time I said it in these 2 hours. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. And we're also on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.
You're going to go to the fair this weekend and eat anything you shouldn't?
Yeah, well, you know what? I talked with Dr. Barry, and you know what he did? He went to Daniela's, visited our friend over at Daniela's.
Saw Charlie.
Yeah, he saw Charlie, and he had like steamers and something else that was good for him. The greens.
The steamers were at the horse farm. Horse barn. Sorry. So I had the lobster roll. I didn't see, but Charlie keeps posting pictures of like famous people.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a joke or not. I haven't recognized one. He's like famous, but he doesn't say who they are. So
did we pop up at all?
No.
Okay.
We don't
Guess we missed the boat.
You know, we don't qualify. But last reminder: mattress makers this weekend.
Yes.
Across from Fleet Henry Wilson Jewelers, Bridge Street, factory sale. Go somewhere else and pay like 5 times more for half a mattress, or go see Charlie and across from Chick-fil-A. Blah blah blah.
Get the good stuff. All right. Okay. Hey, Jason Odom's with us right now, assistant general manager at Spaghetti Warehouse. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I think the last time we saw you, we might have had masks on.
Yeah,
it was a while ago.
So, Tom, you want a mask?
No, thank you. Thank you. I've already gagged it today. So, Jason, how long have you been in the restaurant business?
I've been in I would say 14 years.
Okay. Yeah. And how long over at Spaghetti Warehouse?
Over a decade.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Wow.
Good. So you've seen some changes and some the goods and the bads and all that.
Rode into COVID and then rode out of COVID.
Yeah, very nice.
You mentioned COVID, so that's why I did.
Boy, they have a rich history over there at Spaghetti Warehouse. And what are some of the reactions you get from people? You know, do you talk to a lot of the patrons?
I do. A lot of people just come in and they're looking for a table, and then they say, okay, wait, I need 20 minutes to look around the restaurant.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
That's kind of
Tom, you know what they made in that building, do you not?
No, I forgot.
They made player pianos.
Oh, did they? Okay.
In that building 150 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There was a company in that building, which I just love the history of things like that.
Sure.
You know, when you go in there, and it is very, very old feeling, but the trolley really wasn't a trolley, was it? Was it actually a trolley? Or did they make it look like a trolley?
I think they made it look like
so okay. It was like not every Santa's a real Santa. Okay.
They didn't yank it off the street and put it in there.
Yeah, so we've been down there. We were down there taking some pictures for him here in the last few weeks, and had some conversations. Apparently people hear you on the radio once in a while.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
That is a good thing. That is a good thing. So what have people been eating lately?
Popular item now is we just put a lasagna chicken parm combo on the menu. And it's
lasagna chicken parm. Okay, that sounds all right. That's all right. What about they're not egg rolls, Tom. They look like egg rolls. Help me.
Pizza logs.
So what is in a pizza log?
Mozzarella cheese, pepperoni,
and some other things.
Wrapped in.
In a very good type of dough.
So they came out with these, and at a glance, you're thinking, okay, these were frozen, they deep fried them. Seriously, that's what I would thought. I took a bite and I went back to the kitchen. You were there, I think. I said, you just made these fresh. He goes, well, yeah, that's how we make them. Yeah. They were so good. It didn't have that over-crusted. They were just delicious. I don't know if they're as popular. They should be. If anybody's had one, they get more.
They get more once they order them once, yeah.
You know?
You got to let them try them.
Yeah. So how many layers are in the 15-layer? There's not really 15 layers of lasagna. I know that there can't be 15. It's not 15 layers. It's like lasagna, right?
It's 15.
Is it 15? Yeah. Okay. It's hard to count.
You need a big pan. Yeah, pan from Smith's Restaurant Supply.
Go see Charlie. So you guys still doing the trivia thing? What's up with that?
Yeah, we do trivias every Tuesday night, 7 to 9 o'clock. So
okay, so what happens?
Come in, sit down. You have to have a team.
That's a good start.
You have to have a team.
Bring a team.
Yeah.
Find a spot.
Does this happen throughout the whole restaurant or just in the bar area?
Just in the bar area.
Okay.
So,
Are you good at those things, Tom?
No. In fact, I've been asked to host a lot of them, and
have you really?
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my scene, but I guess from what I can tell, nationwide, it's a pretty popular thing with the bars now.
Yeah, Judy's always saying, I have infinite worthless knowledge in certain things. So, like, you probably do great with music trivia.
Well, sure, music and pop, movie stuff. I'm pretty good with the movie things and all that. What I was even more interested in is what kind of beer do you have at the bar? What do you have on draft?
We got a bunch. We have Bud.
What? Sorry.
Bud Light, Syracuse Pale Ale, Salt City IPA.
Ooh,
we have one
love
on
all
Ithaca, Make Ultra, Blue Light, your originals.
Yeah. Do you pair up with some local breweries?
Yeah, we try to. Yeah, we try to. We do.
And then do you have any like signature drink, like, or is there like something called the Blue Mongoose or some? A lot of restaurants have some funky drink.
We stick to the Warehouse Sangria.
Oh, Warehouse Sangria. Yeah. So, and that's just a wine, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Remember sangria? Was sangria, Tom, in college?
Yeah, well.
They would always take sangria and make a big thing out of it. It was like, everybody, like fruit.
Yeah, fruit.
Were you there?
What do they call that stuff?
Wapatula.
Yeah.
So what night is Wapatula night?
Yeah.
Every night.
Every day. So dinner theater still rocking?
Yeah, we still do those every Thursday. Yeah.
Do people have to can they just show up or do they sign up or how does it work?
You want to call to make a reservation.
Okay. And that's so every Thursday.
For the most part, yes.
Is it, as the name implies, you can order anything off the menu for dinner?
No, we have a condensed menu for that. So.
Oh, okay. So it's a condensed menu.
Yes. So I think, Tom, what do you think? Because I know how much you like going out at night. We put a Zoey team together for trivia.
For trivia, yeah.
So let's see. Do you think we could drag the younger people?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Brad would be good at trivia.
Brad would be
Brad's
good.
Probably good. He probably knows.
Sonia could, she'll handle I don't know, Henry David Thoreau or some goofy thing like that. Sure. I got history.
Yes.
You got music.
Yeah.
We both have wives. So
that sounds like a blast. Do you have any signature desserts? What do you have for dessert over there?
We're actually doing a Warehouse Decadence.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be a giant cookie with a brownie surrounded and ice cream on top.
Oh, very good. Okay. Do you locally source the ice cream, or is it just your brand? Just an ice cream.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether you're getting together with something.
So not trivia.
Right.
Syracuse's biggest restaurant. So I know you guys can handle if somebody says, Uncle Joe died, we have 60 people. Can you handle it? The answer is
yes. Sure.
Okay, so like teams and all those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very big bar. I mean, you won't get into the bar and feel cramped.
And a pool table.
And a pool table. Yeah. And a large variety of drinks, I think. Yeah. And then you just freshly remodeled, so the place probably smells nice.
Everything's updated.
Yeah, it's nice. They put some nice flooring in there.
So, Steve, if you go there, you got to use your underarm.
I know. SyracuseSpaghetti.com. SyracuseSpaghetti.com, right?
Yep.
Spaghetti Warehouse. If you want to call, make a reservation, or do whatever you want to do. 475-1807. Tom.
Excellent. Thank you, Jason Odom, right there, Assistant General Manager of the Spaghetti Warehouse. You have a great rest of the day.
Appreciate it. You too.
All right. On behalf of the local show, Zoey Advertising, and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Take a walk today and every day with a friend or family member. It keeps the weight down and that mind clear. And we all know we need a clear mind. Steve's mind has been blank for years.
I was going to say, I don't know that either of those things are true for me, but go ahead.
The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.